Hello everybody, welcome to Yuki Cooks. Today's recipe, chocolate cake. I'm not a pastry chef, but I made this. So can you? This is very easy to make, yet it looks as if it's made by a professional chef. So let's start off. Take 1 cup and 1/4 of a cup of cake flour and 4 teaspoons of cocoa powder. We'll be adding these in 2 batches. Now add 1 teaspoon of baking powder and half a teaspoon of baking soda and we'll sieve it. Add the remaining flour and the remaining cocoa powder and sieve it again. Keep it aside, this is our dry ingredients. Cocoa powder has a tendency to lump up, so sieve it properly. Now take 3 eggs, separate the whites from the yolks. I found an easy way, just lift up the yolks like this and transfer it to another bowl. Add the egg whites and start whisking it. Whisk it at a slow speed and then add juice of 1 lemon. This will make the cake very fluffy. Now we have to add 3/4 of a cup of sugar. Add it slowly as you whisk it. Keep on adding and whisk it. You have to whisk it for at least 8 to 10 minutes until it becomes nice and glossy and it reaches a ribbon stage like this. After that, mix the yolks and add it to your meringue very slowly. Don't dunk it in one go. Just make sure that you add it extremely slowly. Keep on whisking, keep on adding until you get a very pale yellow color and it becomes nice and glossy. Use a spatula to remove the large air bubbles in it. Now we'll be adding 1/4 of a cup of flavorless oil and 1/4 of a cup of milk and whisk it again. After that, stir it with a spatula again so that whatever air bubbles are there, they'll be removed. Now add the dry ingredients. Make sure that you add the dry ingredients slowly. Mix well until everything is incorporated well. Now add a teaspoon of vanilla extract and mix again. Please don't overmix the batter, otherwise you'll lose the air that was created in it. Transfer it to a well-lined cake tin. Give it a nice tap so that the air bubbles are released. Now bake it in a preheated oven for 20 minutes at 170 degrees C. Get the cake out of the tin, and after that, first let's admire the beauty of this cake. Make 3 slices and keep it aside. Now let's bloom some gelatin. It's 1 teaspoon of gelatin. Add some water to it. It's time to make the mirror glaze now. Chop some chocolates. I'm using couverture chocolate. You can use any chocolate you want to. Now add around 100 milliliters of heavy cream and stir it. Add your chocolates. Make sure that the flame is not too high, otherwise you'll burn it. Now we'll be adding 1 teaspoon of sugar, but don't add sugar if your chocolate is already sweet. Remove the pan from the heat and add your bloomed gelatin. Then give it a nice mix. Now we'll be adding a tablespoon of liquid glucose. This will give the mirror finish to your chocolate glaze. If you don't have glucose, then you can use condensed milk. Strain it through a strainer. Cover the glaze with a plastic wrap, because if you don't do this step, your mirror glaze will set. Now let's make the icing. I'm taking 300 milliliters of heavy whipping cream, or you can take non-dairy whipping cream. Run the blender for around 2 to 3 minutes and then add sugar. I'm adding 2 tablespoons of sugar and 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. Run the blender until you get stiff peaks like this. If your spatula can stand in the frosting like this, it means your peaks are enough. Now transfer it into a piping bag. It's much more easier to put the frosting on the cake. Today I'm using a cake ring because it's much more easier like this. pipe in your frosting like this. Make sure that you pipe it evenly. After that, you can put another layer of cake and pipe the frosting again. I'm not using the sugar syrup because my cake is already very soft. So if I add sugar syrup today, this cake will start breaking apart. Now add the final layer of cake and then you can add lots of frosting on it like this. This way it becomes very easy to frost the cake. See, it's extremely easy like this. Now add more frosting with the help of a spatula, and after that you can level it with the help of a knife like this. When you are a beginner, you have to find new ways to make a professional looking cake, and this is an acetate sheet. You'll be able to buy it easily from Amazon. Freeze it in the fridge for 30 minutes. Here you can see how beautiful the mirror glaze looks. It has still not set because we had put a plastic wrap on top of it. Pour the glaze on the cake. Do not rush into things. Just swirl it a little bit like this and the mirror glaze will spread on its own. Freeze it in the freezer for at least 2 hours. After that, get it out of the freezer and we'll get the cake out of the tin. Remove the rubber band, and removing the cake ring is even more easier. The cake is already set and there is absolutely no tension. Look, it's so easy to remove the cake ring. After you've removed the ring, remove the acetate sheet like this. Here you are. You can see it's extremely easy. Decorate the cake as you want to. Thumbs up if you like it. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell. You can see that it's not a big deal to make a professional looking cake even if you are a beginner. And remember, I've given you cup measurements for this cake so that it becomes more easier for you. Use one single cup and use it as a measurement guide. Thank you so much for watching. See you later in another beautiful and exciting recipe.